Welcome to A Slice of Therapy. This podcast was created with Anchor. And if you've not heard of Anchor, let me explain. It's free. It's a really easy way to make a podcast. And it helps me because I can just do this every day directly into my phone, because there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. So if you fancy making a podcast too, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So what I'd like to do in this episode is to tell you a way in which you can do two things, both of which I think you'll find interesting. The first thing is that it will actually increase the amount of good stuff going on in your life. And the second thing is it will actually remove some of the less good stuff, at the very least the neutral stuff that's not adding to your life, but maybe even remove some of the stuff that's taking enjoyment away. And with this small step that I'm going to show you in a moment, you're going to achieve both of those things: the addition of the good and the removal of that stuff which takes away, or at the very least doesn't add any enjoyment or value to life. And it's a really quick thing to do, but it's based on the fact that our time is finite. Now, the great thing about something like that, where our time is limited, well, where anything is limited, actually, you can actually apply this to. So with our time, we've got 24 hours a day, and there's nothing we can really do about that. We can't add time to that. Nobody wakes up and through some sort of jiggery-pokery manages to get themselves 25 hours a day. It's just not possible. So you've got this fixed amount that you've got in any day. And when you've got a fixed system like that, then it's really easy to have these kind of double wins, like I'm talking about here, where you not only add some good stuff, but you take some of the less good stuff away. Because whenever you've got a limited system, like only having 24 hours a day and there's nothing you can do to add or reduce that, whenever you've got a system like that, all that you actually need to do to make life better is to find something that's actually already enjoyable and do it a little bit more. And I know that sounds really simple, but think of it this way. Because you've got a limited amount of time, if you even add 5 minutes more of something that you find enjoyable in life, whether it's going for a run or doing a drawing or relaxing or walking into nature or whatever it happens to be for you, even just connecting with a friend perhaps. If you can find something like that that you already enjoy, if you just do that for 5 minutes longer, it'll do two things. First of all, you'll get 5 minutes more of the good stuff. But by the very fact that you're working in this limited system, in order to have 5 minutes more of the good stuff, it will necessarily take away 5 minutes from the neutral. So as long as you're not swapping one bit of good stuff for another bit of good stuff, the way that you can make your days better is really simple. Just add more of the stuff that you're already enjoying. And this is true of anything. You know, maybe it's not enjoyment that you're thinking of. Maybe it's purpose, or maybe it's a sense of meaning, or maybe you want to feel more enthusiastic. Whatever it is that you want, you can check in and say, well, when are those times when that's actually happening for me? Because then all you need to do is to do that a little bit more. And by the very virtue of the fact that you're in a limited system, doing that a little bit more means that you'll necessarily reduce the other stuff. It's like when you're packing a suitcase and the suitcase is full, just like time is. Our days are full with whatever it is that we're doing. And whenever you've got a suitcase like that, in order to put one more thing in, you're going to have to take something else out simply because it's a limited space. And it's the same with our days. It's the same with the time in our days. So whenever you've got a limited system, you don't really need to focus too much on moving things out in terms of getting rid of stuff. All you really need to do is to add some more of the good stuff. And by adding more of the good stuff, that extra 5 minutes, if that's all it is, or 10 minutes, or half an hour, or whatever it happens to be, will mean less time for the stuff that isn't adding value. And so it seems quite a simple thing, and that's largely because in many ways it is. But if you can find those elements of your life that represent what it is that you actually want, then simply by doing more of them, will you get more of that in your life, but also take away those aspects of life which are just not contributing to the thing that you actually want. And so that's my invite for you today. Have a little look for the things you want more of and do more of them. Because when you do more of them, you'll be doing less of the stuff that's not adding value to you and is not giving you what you want. So I really hope that's useful. And if it is, please spread it on to someone else and spread the benefit. If you want to work with me directly, I'm Alun Parry. You can find me at liverpoolpsychotherapy.co.uk. You can subscribe to this podcast completely free wherever you get your podcasts. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another one. Thanks for listening.